groups that were represented at the economic forecast this morning. What do you view as the economic forecast for the upcoming year?
Well, I gathered from all of those that spoke this morning, the economic future for this community is very, very bright in terms of banking, in terms of interest rates, in terms of the oil industry. The oil industry is an interesting one, I think, in that many people directly involved in it felt that if we didn't have another year as good as 1981, things were doom and gloom. And yet 1981, as I understand it, was one of those extraordinary years. And 1982 and 1983, in fact, have continued to be steady growth, and 1984 is projected to be the same. I personally see a really very bright future over the next year. Of course, that's assuming nothing traumatic happens, locally, statewide, or nationally, that offsets it. But I expect it to be a year of great activity. I really do.
It seemed like every group had an optimistic idea of what was going to happen and the next year. What specifically is the basis for that, do you think?
I think the fact that we, in this state anyway, have come through the recession, and in this community have come through it relatively unscathed. You know, we are a pretty economically healthy and viable community anyway, principally because of the oil and gas industry, the fact that it continues to grow steadily, and because the university is the major employer. My own analysis is that Central Michigan University, through its payroll, through the 16,000 plus students, and all of the various activities, generate about $65 million a year to the local economy. Not many communities of 25,000 can boast that. So I think, you know, you couple those two stabilities, those two stable factors, and the university maintaining its enrollment levels, with the general turnaround in the economy in the state, and I think it's just a natural force to be very optimistic.
So with that stable base, then, there isn't much chance of us going into deep depression here in the county?
I don't think so, Brian. You know, if this county, this community made it over the last 5 years, I can't imagine one. I shudder to think of one worse than that. So, no, I think it, as I said, it looks very, very bright, very promising.
Okay. With Middle Michigan Development Corporation Executive Director George Dunn, I'm BrianStout reporting for News Central.